We got ourselves Plunge, gonna be first up over for the team. One, we got ourselves Inferno in the back as Assassination. We got ourselves Strand as Survival with Arhi coming back as Enhanced Shamansmith and Leroy. I keep calling you Jeroy for some reason. Swapping out to look like a monstrosity. Now it's Blush playing Subtlety, or it's the Assassination just like Inferno. That's the thing that I can't quite tell. Subtlety recently did get buffed, so I wonder if this is gonna work out for him this time. Fourth throws over for the team too. We got ourselves Atha making a return. Coming back in as a full Venthyr-esque old red looking paladin. We got ourselves Ducky over on the team too with Goku as well as Palmgrim. Trying to see who's going to be first up. It looks like it's going to be Atha with Blush skulking around. Sabin immediately forcing out that adaptation as Athaman dodges the Resonator Trinket completely. Blush with a Rupture trying to go for a bit of sepsis damage with Cloak of Shadows on top of it. Got himself, I think, what looks like Shadow Dance. Actually going to go for a reset as the Spell Ward is available for Atha, trying to see if he can remove some of the dots. Is Blush back on Assassination? He is. Garou to follow versus Atha. Trying to see if he can lock him down a little bit. Stunned by Atha. Mad damage to the Blush. Actually blasted him out. Oh my god. Blind onto the Pally, who doesn't burn Bubble. Actually, I don't think he can. He just spelled Warden, didn't he? He just spelled Warden. My goodness. Yo, Assassination Rogues are looking kind of good right now. I mean, both Inferno and Blush are doing work. They're both making damage happen. As Athaman trying to see if he can pick up the eyes and maybe try to see if he can smoke the rogue out in the open, put him into the light, and then judge him for all his crimes. As Blush got himself Shadow Dance, Subtlety Rogue, very interesting combo. Trying to go for a little bit of CC with that one. I think it's interesting the fact that Assassination can pick up Shadow Dance. It's just incredible. Trying to see if he can run circles around Atha. And it's going to pop an evasion as he's dipping behind the pillow, looking for a bit of a reset. I think Shadow Step is still bugged. Oh my god. As Athaman just goes up and cleaves the boy down. Is Shadow Step bug, chat? Shadow Step just doesn't let you step to the enemy target. It lets you step like to an ally in your party. Sometimes to an enemy, but very rarely. It's so weird. Gonna be a knockback as Bar. He got himself no pre-wall for this one. Does end up getting himself a little bit of survivability as he's trying to see if he can fight the Atha. Still bugged. Oh my goodness, man. Blizzard, you gotta fix it. Okay, if you guys are specking into Shadow Step, try to build towards Shadow Dance while avoiding Shadow Step. It's just a dead talent point. You might as well pick up more defensives. I believe in that same row, it's like the safe heal defensive there too. So honestly, pick that up. Just avoid Shadow Step. If anything, pick up any buff sprint. Take anything above sprint because it's just so tragic, man. It's such a good ability for rogues, and so many people like are used to relying on it. I feel you that there, man. Gonna be a lasso onto Atha. Got him some shield evasions. Big Ellie Blast. Doesn't quite crack through the shield as Arhi trying to see if he can keep pulling the pressure onto Atha. Got himself that Earth Elemental for extra bolstering defense. Blind on everybody. As Arhi holding onto a trinket. He doesn't want to use it just yet. The CC reduction is in as of this PTR build too. So if you see some crowd control not lasting nearly as long, that CC reduction is passively in. OCC in PvP is reduced by 15%. Big Elbows on the Atha may force a bubble. Arhi finds himself kind of low on health too. Gonna be mad heal as he pops on a wall. And Athaman trying to use the wings in order to keep himself alive here. The wings increasing his healing as well as damage, maybe even critical strike, depending on how he builds himself. Gonna be Atha take a big Ellie Blast and heal him right through them. Thunder to follow as he's trying to see if he can survive through this burst. And Arhi tried to keep the pressure on him, but I don't know if he can really do much more. He's gonna be stunned with the Root Totem onto Atha, locking up for a second. Second stun right after does get him down for a second. That double stun is actually kind of an interesting combo, knocking him back as he's trying to go for a bit of a flash of light. Does he get interrupted, trying not to spell Warden, but he's still subject to physical damage. And Arhi actually has his physical damage buff with all his wolves. Mad cleave by Atha, but Arhi just continued to heal right through it. And Athaman super low on health. Big Ellie Blast just punishes him, leaping right to him. Lasso does have a human racial at the very last second. Oh my goodness, no way. Oh my god. I was going to say for a second, like, there's no way you survive, my man Arhi. We got a mix of physical damage with the Ghost Wolves, not Elemental Wolves, which means they're buffing his physical damage by 15% each. And that's 2 wolves, so it's actually quite a bit of damage. Or is it just 1? I think it is 2. I think it is 2. But it's actually quite a decent, solid single target damage increase. Physical, look at them, just smacking. Big blast at the Goku is gonna force out all the defenses. Karma immediately try to go for a port as it gets knocked back by Arhi. And Arhi is able to lock these boys down with entire lassos, man. This ability is so good for enhancement right now. It's so good. It has Shamans looking tough. Dude, Shamans are such a good spot. If you're not sure what class to play, Shaman would be one of those that would be like, yo, check out the class tree. It's really solid. Blacking Last of Arhi is able to stop the Fist of Fury from Goku while trying to see if he can get away from him, walk away from him for a second. Goku kind of low on health. Big Ellie Blast. Oh my goodness. As Arhi does end up capitalizing on that one. Got the monk out in the open as soon as he got low. Big Ellie hoping for that crit, does get it. He lands it, boys. He's bringing back that Shaman to his glory. All of it looks great together. Ducky immediately eating Ellie Blast in the opener. Gonna be a Thunder Totem. That's gonna trip another Thunder Totem. So double stuns on Ducky is an orc, so he's sending stuns a little less long. Got himself that condemned version of Execute. It may need to pick up a little bit more healing. Using Rage Regen really early. May need any kind of health survivability he can get. Ghost Toast, Ellie Blast gets super low actually. Does he have anything? Oh, Arhi does get him as Ducky set up a Ravager. But it may be a little bit late by the end of it. Does play into Ravager, so I'm interested to see if you're playing single-minded with Ravager, you dip it into left and right side of the town tree, which is very interesting. Gonna be Pawn Grow up next. Got him so the Arms Warrior two-hander build, trying to go for a bit of reflect. Definitely needs a lot of healing. Oh, what is this? Oh, this Ellie Blast I think is critting on these boys. Are you just getting lucky with Ellie Blast? Dude, I think Warriors may not have that much enough survivability for those anymore. I think Warriors may be kind of a sketch when it comes to survivability. I don't know what kind of builds these boys got, but it may just be a class that may not be able to survive on 1v1 that much anymore. Because Warriors, even right now on like live Shadowlands, Fury can definitely survive by quite a bit and do a bit of damage themselves. I think in Dragonflight, there may be a, like I said earlier, maybe a little bit more of like a, they may need a heal bot to keep him alive. Arhi trying to see if he can fight through the bleeds. Warthog trying to go for big bites with Berserk. Gonna be a Sunder as he goes for Chicken. Arhi is below. Oh my goodness. Does end up shutting down the Shaman. Taking him out of the game. As Warthog's looking for a bit of recovery. Strand not giving much opportunity to catch a proper reset. Trying to see if he can pressure the Feral. Putting Flare on one side. Maybe on Tower Trap on the other. No, actually holding on to it. May just pick up the eyes. He doesn't realize that Warthros is still in the room, just waiting it out. Strand does end up mounting up. He could send the pet over at Warthros, unless you can just see him. If he finds him, he will be able to get a proper opener. I think he's trying to see if he can look for him. Gonna be the opener by the Feral Druid, punishing the Hunter. Trying to see if he can root him in place, letting the dots just reward him for a second. Trying to cheese it out even a little bit. As Strand sending out the pet, trying to see if he can swing around the corner. The pet is nowhere to stun him. That's going to be Convoking Spirits. Does he have an untrope for it? I think actually Warthos may have just interrupted his own Convoke. Trying not to get kicked himself. Manic Bandages for Strand does get roared. Actually kind of low on health. Those bleeds are actually catching up with him. Those bleeds are legitimately catching up as Warthos looking to back up out of there. Letting the dots rot him down for a little bit longer. Especially as Strand had some sort of cooldowns rolling. Trying to go for regenerating. Not bleeding. And this is where Warthos could potentially swing around Moonfire, but he doesn't choose to do that. Warthros does get the opener with a Convoke. Maybe Big Damn. Does he get it? Oh, a little bit lucky actually. Maybe almost gets it. Oh, as a stun reversal by Strand. Looking to maybe get some damage back to Warthros. Trying to get some counter-effective pressure. Harpooning in, but maybe harpooned in a little too close for comfort. Turtle shot to follow. Still bleeding out to dots. Manic better try to remove some of those effects, but Moonfire is going to be able to break it. Does drop a Freezing Trap onto the Feral Druid as he's looking for a bit of an escape. Warthros, if he has himself another Convoke, potentially could be make a play. Strand left with no help whatsoever. He's gonna have to be very, very careful. Needs cooldowns as soon as humanly possible. The faster he can get some cooldowns, the better. Trying to see if he can sprint away from Warthros as he's looking to maybe get some Moonfire zone on the Hunter. Manic Bandages, looking for whatever recovery he can manage. Gonna be a quick leap by Warthros with a leap back by Strand, but leaping right back into a main, tricky to follow by the Hunter, trying to make some damage happen to reverse the pressure onto Warthros. Got himself the Hunter pet sack in order to maybe reduce some of the damage he's taken. Barskin by Warthros with the Thorns, trying to punish the Hunter for even staying and keeping the pressure rolling. Strand trying to see if he can back away, maybe hoping to remove the Thorns, but it's gonna be a big bites out of the Feral. Doesn't end up taking him out. Warthros holding his own. With Leroy going to be next up over for the team one, is giving Warthros an opportunity to catch himself a proper honor duel. I do appreciate that honor duel out of Leroy. I do appreciate the fact that he's letting the guy get a proper reset. Going to be a stun by Warthros, trying to get the dots, Moonfire, everything available, all the dots in the world. Ripping everything. Going to be an interrupt onto that Root as he stuns him around the corner, trying to see if he can hunt him down as Warthros did burn a trinket. Hunter around the corner, does end up catching him with a stun to follow right after. Blade Dance with a massive cleave, trying to see if he can stay on Warthros as best as possible. Maybe potentially purge Thorns. As the Demon Hunter does have quite a few dots rolling on him, Silence of the Warthros trying to reduce how much healing he could do for himself. Trying to see maybe get Chop and maybe take him down right then and there. Possibly. 11 minutes into the duel, Warthros trying to go for a bit of regrowth as Leroy looking to catch up to him. Warthros may have to go for a stun just to maybe get in a rip and a root onto Leroy. Does get a stun around the corner, reverse onto the Druid, and does take him out. So hard to run away from a demon hunter, man. It's very, very difficult. They're so mobile. Atho actually popped off. He got some mad cleaves there that game. Jesus. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.